Hey you guys, welcome to Living It Country. Today we're going to be sharing another gorgeous Christmas home tour for the 2020 holiday season. And today I am so excited to have my friend back from the suburban home sharing her beautiful tiny vintage farmhouse for the Christmas season. If you guys want more inspiration from her, go ahead and follow her on her Instagram account in the links in the description box down below. And without further ado, let's tour her home today.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my 2020 Christmas farmhouse tour. I want to thank Holly for inviting me to take part in her upcoming Christmas playlist on her Living It Country channel. We'll start off here on the front porch, and I was kind of hoping for some snow on filming day, but all I got was a cloudy day here in Ontario, Canada. You will notice this year I used a lot of red elements. This is totally out of my comfort zone, as I normally gravitate towards neutrals and metallics, but it's kind of growing on me. I am definitely a budget-conscious decorator. I love to find a great deal while antiquing. I enjoy thrifting and even finding a roadside treasure every now and then. I am passionate about DIY projects. I love to transform the ordinary into something spectacular. On this porch, I DIY'd the barn quilt, the Believe sign, the little red dresser, the black rocking chair. Aren't these wooden birdhouses the cutest? I found them at the dollar store, painted them and added them to the grapevine garland. You'll notice that I love incorporating natural elements into my decor. I have a grapevine wreath. I have the grapevine garland running across the porch. I have some greenery clippings from trees on the property, and some pine cones, of course. Now let's head indoors and I'll give you the tour. We live in a 2-story Victorian farmhouse, and today we'll be touring the main level. I recently installed this board and batten on our main living area, and it has added so much charm to our home. So this little shelf was thrifted, and I add my collection of old mason jars, my insulators, old vintage books, and I have these little battery operated tea lights in crystal creamers, a chest of blankets, and by the door we have my favorite nutcracker. He's guarding the front door for us. He's so cute. And we have this antique stereo that does not function, but we do add a Bluetooth speaker to the back of it, which is really nice and has people confused. These hydrangeas were harvested in the fall. They make great arrangements. An antique mirror I picked up recently, and of course an oil lamp. And just a little snippet picture of that corner. This is a crock and table that were recently thrifted. Well, pretty much everything on this table was thrifted. Gotta have a bowl of nuts. Stick it around for Christmas time. These little frames were thrifted as well, and I DIY'd them. Betsy the cow hanging out in her scarf, all ready for Christmas. I love our sofa. It was a hand-me-down. It's got a beautiful toile fabric, and I just love it. It looks really good with the red, actually. I love to layer my area rugs. In winter, it just adds coziness and texture. You'll notice throughout the house, I have some amaryllis bulbs growing because they make fantastic Christmas flowers. This beautiful antique armoire given to me by my godmother has a little Christmas vignette. I kept it simple, 3 little trees from IKEA and my little vintage looking deer. Have a collection of cigar boxes up there. And here are just some still pictures of the living room. That wooden chest over the armoire belonged to my great uncle. There are 2 main focal points on our main living space this year: the fireplace and, of course, the Christmas tree. As we pan around here to the Christmas tree, this is a flocked Christmas tree with different light settings from Lowe's. You'll notice under the tree I have an old crock and some baskets. I like to keep some of my gift wrapping accessories and supplies in there, and they're hidden out of sight. And as I mentioned earlier, decorating with red was definitely out of my element, but you know what? It turned out to look really great. There's a lot going on in this tree. There's raffia and flowers and picks and crystal from a deconstructed chandelier, some mercury glass, some red Christmas balls. And what I love about this tree is I added these little candles. They're a set from IKEA. And at night, sometimes I turn off all the lights and just put the candles on, and it adds such a beautiful glow to the space. Now on to the fireplace. You'll notice in front there is a antique newspaper log roller. I had never seen or heard of that before, and I just found it on Facebook Marketplace. So I just added it in front of the fireplace, and it looks really cute and charming. Some more amaryllis bulbs growing in this birch flower pot. And I have these twinkly lights on my garland, and in this video they look kind of green, but I assure you they're a warm white. I used my brass candlestick collection on my mantle. And here's a picture of our dining room space and the mantle, our place settings. Over here, we created a little coffee hot chocolate bar on my little green cabinet. And so we have our Nespresso machine, our Christmassy little plates and mugs, a little pair of ice skates, just add a little decorative element. In this little corner, I have a school desk that belonged to my mother, and it was built by her uncle, and it's very precious to me. Our home is very open concept, so I brought in some of those red decor elements onto our dining room table. You'll notice here I have some of those crystals from the thrifted, deconstructed chandelier. These beautiful glass vintage ornaments belong to my grandmother, so I love having them as a centerpiece on our table. And of course, the beautiful transferware plates. Above the armoire, I have the antique scale and the remainder of my brass candlestick holder collection. Another view of the living room from the dining room. It's a cloudy day today, so you're getting the whole effect of the candles and the lighting, but it's actually a beautiful space when the sunshine is beaming in. I love this big oversized mirror. It was a hand-me-down, and I love adding that pine cone garland to it every Christmas. And now we'll have a look at the master bedroom, which is also on the main level. So there's Rosie waiting for us on the bed. It's her favorite spot in the whole house because she loves looking out the window. Like I said, our master bedroom is off the main floor, and that was a big selling feature for us because we can grow old in this home. And a lot of things in our bedroom are thrifted or found on Facebook Marketplace, like the CD and the mirror. The skis were found at an antique shop. And these little nesting tables were a thrift find that I redid. I love the little glow of the candles in these brass holders. And this year we painted the whole room a beautiful cloud white and added the peel and stick wallpaper behind the headboard. I recently found those night tables and refinished them. Hey Rosie. And they just fit, so it was perfect. I usually do a Christmas tree in our bedroom, and this year I kept it simple. I just did the garland on the headboard and added the plaid duvet cover. And that duvet cover is from IKEA. So is the poinsettia. Recently found that glass cabinet on Facebook Marketplace. And that's her second favorite spot, on the chair where she can see out the other window. She's so cute. We also added a beautiful crystal chandelier in our bedroom, and that one was from Amazon. And while I share the next few pictures of our master bedroom, I would love for you to follow me on Instagram. Holly will insert the link in the description box below. Throughout the whole month of November and December, I'll be sharing a lot of my Christmas decor, some baking and cooking, and a lot of the French Canadian traditions. And I'm also collaborating with a few Instagrammers. We'll be doing a full-on porch tour, evening home tour, and we have some DIYs coming your way. So I would love for you to come over to Instagram and follow along with me. So now I'm going to take you through the kitchen onto the back porch. And yes, I do leave the table and all the decorative elements out there throughout the winter. We don't get much snow on this covered porch. So this is a table I found on Kijiji and refinished it. And we have a console table at the back. Some additional seating. And some antlers, of course. A couple of oil lamps. And then we come back in through the kitchen. I have a chalkboard as you enter from the back porch, so we love to do little quotes on there. And my poinsettias and a couple of wreaths on our pantry. Some of my baking supplies, and I kept the garland on our window. Pretty simple this year because we're having all our windows changed next week actually. And this is the view to the dining room from our kitchen. Our beautiful staircase, I left very simple this year. No garlands on the stair rails. I just did a few sprigs in the stair basket. You'll notice that the green hutch used to be in our dining room, but I moved everything to the kitchen when we did the board and batten, and I'm actually really liking the hutch in the kitchen. It just adds a pop of color. We still need to paint this kitchen, and I run out of steam when we did the board and batten, but basically it's going to get a nice fresh coat of paint. There are quite a few little projects we want to tackle in this kitchen, but all in due time. This is our second Christmas in this house, and Christmas this year in this house looks completely different from last year. So you'll notice on this hutch I have my little houses, the vintage Christmas ornaments that were my grandmother's, a lot of my white vases and ironstone. I'm looking forward to having the windows changed next week. It'll make for a nice, beautiful, crystal clear view outdoors. And when you're Canadian, you have to have maple syrup candles burning during the holidays. Smells so good and so sweet. I changed up my plates over my stove to the green color for Christmas. You'll notice some more amaryllis bulbs growing in vases on my kitchen island, and this beautiful sink skirt that my cousin just sewed for me out of a vintage thrifted tablecloth that I found. I absolutely love it. Now that we're done with the tour, let me take you outside to have a look at our fire pit area that we worked so hard on this summer. We have this little station where I have some pine cones for fire starter and our little marshmallow s'more station. And we spent a lot of time out here. After a long day, it's so nice to be able to sit out, enjoy a nice fire. I just want to finish by saying thank you to everybody for watching our 2020 Christmas home tour. Thank you, Holly, for inviting us to participate, and I'm wishing everybody a safe and healthy Christmas holiday season.